in that fourth quarter. So many shots that were like, in a game that neither team scored 100 points, down the stretch, those shots were pretty big backbreakers. One of them being a turnaround fadeaway 17-footer from Rudy Gobert, a shot that he will never make again in the rest of his days. He made that. I gasped so loud, I scared my dogs and my wife in my house. They were like, what is going on?
That's when I started laughing. I audibly laughed.
I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. Especially because not that long before that, he made some other crazy, stupid shot that I don't even remember what it was, but he made something, Rudy Gobert did, that I was like, what? He's making that? It was like some finesse post move that he was still kind of far away from the basket, I think, if I remember correctly. But then, yeah, that turnaround fadeaway that just touched the net and that was it. I was like, there's no way that I'm watching this right now.
No, if you like look at it again, it looks like Dirk. The way his body moved,
I thought about, when I texted you, I almost put Dirk fade. Like, that's what I almost texted.
Yeah, if you could like some way like just like do the stick figures, you could show that to every basketball historian in the history of humanity, and every single one of them would have guessed someone that's not Rudy Gobert. It didn't look like it was him. Not even that the shot went in, but how his body all of a sudden wasn't rigid anymore. It just became like he looked like an actual basketball player playing offense instead of like this weird clunky.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Rudy Gobert does not shoot jump shots ever. Like, that's not a thing he does. Like, in a normal offensive flow, he will not take a jump shot ever, unless it is at the end of the shot clock, like that one was, I'm pretty sure.
It was.
Yeah, there's no other way he would have shot something like that.
Honestly, it would have been better if it wasn't. It was like 17 seconds left on the shot. And then he hits a 17-foot fadeaway.
He made every free throw also down the stretch, which was annoying.
He missed one.
Oh, he did?
He did miss one.
Felt like he made
He had an and one, and he missed one.
Oh, yes, that was the shot he made before that I was like, what is he doing? That's not a shot Rudy Gobert makes. Was that and one? I was like, what is going on? That is that is exactly that shot. I said ball don't lie after he missed that, because I was like, that was not a real thing that happened. That was luck.
There was a foul, but the fact that
it was a foul, but yeah.
The fact that the ball went in was the ball don't lie part.
Exactly. So that was rough, honestly, just witnessing that. And then on top of that, yeah, this is a lot more excusable because Mike Conley's made shots kind of like that before, I think. I don't know about in that big of a moment in that exact way, but that crazy end of the shot clock prayer he throws up from three, that just drains. That was a backbreaker. There was just like some defensive execution down the stretch that made me mad, like Jamal Murray on a play where we, sent two at Ant, so then, the weak side is overloaded with offensive players. We have to scramble to try to recover. They start swinging it. So Jamal was stuck between Jaden McDaniels on the wing and Mike Conley in the corner. He has the choice between Jaden McDaniels, who's like, yeah, he's a fine three-point shooter, but he's not like a lights out.
He also should be a Nugget.
Yeah, he should, but that's a different topic. He's not like a blazing three-point shooter.
Yeah.
But Mike Conley, at least most seasons of his career, is like a 40% three-point shooter in general. And then add in the fact that he's like extra dangerous from the corner. He just leaves him wide open. Nobody even contested a shot from Mike Conley in the corner with like 4 minutes left in the game. It's like, why? What are we doing?
Is that when you texted like you in our texting, there was like, I don't like how close this game is getting. And then there was like despair. Is that when kind of the despair really started where he hit that three?
Probably around that. I think one of the first despair texts was about the Gobert turnaround. That's where I was like, this is like, there's dark magic at work. Like, this is not real. This is just, it's evil. Honestly, I was condemning it. I was shunning it. I was making sure it didn't get into my house.
Putting salt around the windows or whatever people do.
Yeah. You don't have Instagram anymore, correct?
No.
Yeah. So I put you in a group text or a group message with our friends from the Hoop Journal podcast, Dion and Mitch. I don't know if you heard the episode they did right after game one, but Mitch perfectly predicted the rest of the series after game one.
Really?
Yes. He said the Wolves were going to go up 2-0, which was like, Dion right away was like, oh, wow, you think the Wolves are going to win both games in Denver? And he's like, yeah, I think the Wolves are going to go up 2-0. And then the Nuggets, Jokic is just going to become a man possessed and win the next three. So Jokic is going to bring them back all the way to 3-2. And then after that, the Wolves are going to come back and win the series in 7.
Hot take here. Minnesota in 7. I think it's a 7. I think it's a 7-game series.
Yeah,
I think Jokic does everything in his power to, get Murray some head on IG Live again. Maybe has another kid and then comes out of the gate swinging for games 3 and 4. I say Minnesota goes up 2-0. Denver comes back, wins 2. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna.
Road team wins the first 4, huh?
I'm gonna give you the whole script here. Minnesota goes up 2-0. Denver comes back 3 in a row off of some Jokic heroics. Minnesota ties it up, and then game 7 is just absolute cinema.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting.
Once we got to 3-2, I was like, it's crazy that Mitch was right about up to
That
this
part.
point. But I was like, but I think we'll still win. We'll win the series. He's not going to actually be right. He actually did end up turning out to be right. And I think that honestly, he might have just spoke that into existence. And that is, the dark magic that I'm talking about, that the universe willed it into happening.
Well, our podcast also has a fortune teller.
Not to that level. Have you ever, I don't know if you've had something that
After
crazy.
game 2, I said the Celtics
Yeah,
are
but
going to
that-
3-0 and then take it to game 7.
You said 3-1 because you said that they would win game 3. So it's just
Okay.
a slightly different order.
but it still was wrong.
But it was still very
Right,
close.
that they get to game 7 and then crap the bed in Boston.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler would have like a 69-point game. He
Yeah.
only had like 30 something, but we crapped the bed
so
in
you
Boston.
were so
But
I
that's
should
the
give you
same
more
level.
yeah, for sure, very close though. Yeah, I don't know why I pushed back on that hard. That goes back to like